Our brothers and sisters are being locked up and given ridiculous amount of sentences for crimes that are petty crimes and even crimes that they did commit, but they're given the maximum sentence that they can give. Like the judge is waiting to give our black brothers, especially the brothers, the highest sentence that they can give them. They just want to see a mess up so they can give them the maximum sentence to never, so they never see the day of light. And there would be no incarceration if there were jobs, opportunities, resources, and positive role models, just to name a few, in our community. Let's talk about the role models. Well, most of our role models are rappers and athletes. And now let's look at the rappers. They talk about derogatory stuff in the music, and they get paid for it. So a lot of people in the hood, they don't have much, but guess what they do have? They have a phone. They have a lot of them got access to the YouTube and social media. They have that much. So when you give a person in the hood a phone and they don't have much money, they're gonna look at whatever black person is making it, getting money, and follow what they do. And they're going out here really committing, and a lot of that is the gangster rap, because they're really going out here committing crimes and getting crazy sentences for it. And that's the thing. We really have to tackle the systematic program that is not giving black men jobs, because, and even if they do get a job, it's not guaranteed. The job, the people that are behind the desk that make that decision that if they want to hire you or not, they can easily let you go. Trust me. If they see, trust me, if it's multiple black people coming in asking for a job, they're going to deny a few of them down, if not most of them down, because they're like, hold on, who are all you Negroes, or who are all you black people? We're not about to let you in. And it's just facts. And it's hurting me because I saw this one kid, he's 19. He was sentenced this year, about a month ago or a few weeks ago, and his name is what's his name? Trayshawn Wright, and he killed a man with the he killed a man, and now he's facing up to, well, he's not facing up, he's getting 30 years in prison, not just in jail but in prison. And I saw the sentencing video, and he's so young. You can see in his eyes he doesn't really, I'm not saying he's innocent, like he didn't know what he was doing, because he was 17 at the time that he did it, but he's like, it's role models. Like, it's just like, I can't put that pressure on them because they didn't have the role models present to them to show them that this is not the way to go. Like, who am I to say you shouldn't have done that when I have my dad in my life? I've always had my dad in my life. You probably didn't have your dad in your life. You probably don't have a counselor. I have a counselor. You probably don't have this. I have this. You see, we all grow up with a certain deck of cards like Uno, and you just gotta play your cards. But when you look at the person that's being dealt the cards, I don't think that's a fair judgment to say that this is your fault because he was just dealt these cards. He didn't ask to be born in the hood. He just grew up in the hood. So this is all that he sees. All he sees is killing. All he sees is violence. That's why I have so much empathy and sympathy for my brothers in the hood, because they don't know what they're really getting themselves into. I mean, to them, it's like a sport. Some of them, it's like a sport to kill and sell drugs. But some of them really don't know, like, hey, I can really lose my life doing this. And not just physically, but I can, like, be incarcerated for life for this. I mean, they know it in the back of their mind, but it's like, they don't really, like, oh man, I'm really in this now. Like, I'm sure when he was in that room, and I'm just using him for example, I'm sure he was like, whoa, did he just say 30 years? oh my God, I'm about to get 30 years. I'm not going to see the day of light ever again. And it's like, in that moment, it's like, man, what if I want to have kids? What if I want to get a girlfriend? Oh my God, that's hell. And I'm telling you, we used to have superpowers on the planet. We were gods and goddesses, and we still are gods and goddesses. God is within us. When I say God and goddess, I mean we are a manifestation of God. We are not the supreme consciousness or the high, most high, but we are a manifestation of that here on earth. So I don't need to pray. I meditate. That is attracting because Source has put that in me. So it's like, who's to say that years later he may have a spiritual awakening in jail? Who knows? Everything happens for a reason, but it just hurts because looking at that young man, he had locks too. I see a king, the kings and queens of Egypt, gods and gods. I see royalty, whatever you want to call it, royalty. We are royal beings. And jail is not for a conscious black being, an African being, royal being. That's not for us. We do not deserve to be in a, especially this generation, the new generation. He's from my generation, Generation Z, called Generation Z for a reason. It's the last generation. So he don't need to be in there. Oh, I was saying, going back to, I knew there was something I was going to say, superpowers. If we still have superpowers, but if it was on a higher playing field where I could like move that TV without even touching it, then I would absolutely break him out of jail along with every other black person that was wrongfully convicted and even convicted, and just all of our brothers and sisters in jail. Rashad Jamal, free Rashad, all of them, convicted and not convicted. Every last one of them break free because we are all righteous at heart. We are righteous beings and the only people that can rule the planet with righteousness. And just because he did that, killed a man, don't mean that he's a bad person. It's just a bad mistake. But you got to separate the mistake from the person. He is still, I'm telling you, man, and that's the thing. You make one mistake and then they call you a bad person for the rest of your life. That's why I'm so careful with what I do and what I say. But, and that's why I called on Agun. Shout out Agun. Hold on, where you at? There you go. Because I had to, we gonna keep that on hush though. Because me and Ogun we be getting rid of these demons. But, and if you didn't know, Dr. Umar, his, chosen Orisha, and Orisha just means God in spirit, is Ogun as well. And Rashad Jamal. They all were channeled through Ogun. And Ogun is a warrior spirit, God of iron. So he basically gets rid of the enemies that comes in the way of negativity, basically. But anyway, yeah, that's all I want to say. We got to stop going to jail, man. Stop, please. Find any other way to get out of that hood. Y'all got to work together. I know that's easier said than done, but something's got to give. I mean, we're in a new generation. We're in an age of Aquarius, whatever you want to call it. We're in a new age, a new world. Y'all got to think. Think. With this shift on the planet and the vibration raising, there should be less crime on the planet. There should be.